This desert wasn't always empty. It swallowed an empire so advanced even Rome couldn't ignore it.
Most people imagine the Sahara as empty, endless sand, nothingness. But 2,000 years ago, this place wasn't empty. It held a civilization powerful enough to terrify Rome. They built underground cities, engineered 200 kilometers of hidden water tunnels, mastered desert warfare, and controlled the trade routes that fed Africa, Europe, and the Mediterranean. And for centuries, the world forgot they even existed. The Garamantes lived in what is now southwest Libya in the Fezzan Basin. They didn't just live in the desert, they conquered it. They created an oasis empire with farms, palaces, fortresses, and a capital city called Garama, holding over 10,000 people at its peak. This was not a small tribal group. This was a state, a kingdom with rulers, nobles, farmers, engineers, traders, and warriors. Rome recorded them reluctantly. Why? Because the Garamantes beat them multiple times. Roman writings describe the Garamantes as fast as the wind, masters of the desert, a people impossible to catch. They used chariots that could cross dunes faster than Roman cavalry. They raided Roman outposts and disappeared into terrain Rome could not enter. Here's the real shocker. The Garamantes built an underground water tunnel system called foggara, one of history's greatest hydraulic engineering achievements. 600-plus foggara tunnels, 200 kilometers total network, hand-cut shafts dropping 20 to 30 meters, gravity-powered irrigation, enough water for farms feeding thousands. This is the same innovation used in ancient Persia, but the Garamantes adapted it for the Sahara. This wasn't survival, this was mastery. Their city, Garama, was surrounded by stone fortifications. Archaeologists found multi-story homes, streets, workshops, cemeteries, administrative buildings. This would be impressive anywhere, but in a place with no rivers, no rain, and summer heat reaching 50 degrees Celsius, this shouldn't have been possible. The Garamantes didn't build an empire for themselves alone. They controlled the desert crossroads. Caravans from West Africa, Mediterranean traders, Nile Valley merchants, trans-Saharan gold routes. Artifacts show connections reaching as far as Sudan, Egypt, Carthage, and even early West African societies. Evidence suggests a stratified society. Nobility, specialists, metalworkers, farmers, engineers, traders, laborers. Some records hint they used captives for labor in foggara construction, brutal, but historically consistent with ancient states. Their culture blended Saharan traditions with Mediterranean influence. Rome wasn't just annoyed by the Garamantes, it was terrified of them. The Garamantes could strike Roman towns on the frontier and vanish into the dunes, leaving Rome powerless. At one point, Rome launched a military expedition deep into the Sahara just to teach them a lesson. But even after that, the Garamantes remained independent. They weren't conquered, they weren't absorbed, they endured. So what happened? Why did an empire that mastered the Sahara collapse? The answer is both simple and devastating. They defeated the desert, but only for a while. The water tunnels tapped into fossil water, ancient water that does not refill. As the population grew, the water table lowered, the wells dried, the farms shrank, food became scarce. Around 500 to 700 CE, North Africa got hotter and drier. The Sahara expanded. Sand buried villages. Oases shrank. The Garamantes faced something no kingdom could fight, the climate itself. Their irrigation system collapsed, their economy imploded, their capital emptied. As water disappeared, trade routes died, wealth vanished, political power collapsed, villages were abandoned. By the early medieval period, the Garamantes were no longer a kingdom, just scattered communities. Their stone cities were swallowed by sand. For 1,000 years, the world forgot them. Then, aerial surveys in the 20th century revealed something unbelievable. Ruins scattered across the desert, over 100 ancient towns. Recent satellite archaeology discovered even more. Fortresses, farms, cemeteries, foggara networks, entire lost districts. The Sahara is slowly giving them back. The Garamantes show us something profound. Even in the harshest place on Earth, humans build, innovate, adapt, and sometimes overreach. They were brilliant engineers, but their success depended on a resource they couldn't replace. Their story is a warning from ancient history about water, climate, and survival. Empires don't always fall to invaders. Sometimes the land itself brings them to their knees. If you want more lost civilizations and hidden histories, subscribe to Mythos and Man, where we explore the world's history forgot.